Actually awful. Alright, let's run around and talk to people. Hey, there's a whole lot of cops walking around. Do you think Ambrose has anything to say? Ambrose looks exhausted. He slouches like a sack of rice in his chair, grey bags under his eyes despite his bedraggled appearance. Robot arms whiz around the clinic, resembling it from its stint as a refugee bunker. Yes, CKC, boy, it's good to see you. That was nuts! You see the news reports? Meth factory cyanide gas spill in the walled city causes hysteria. Yeah, no, that was... If it was cyanide gas, it wouldn't be hysteria. What a crock. I don't know what that was, but it was not that. I'll tell you what it was. A mechanical arm swings over and points its gripper claws severely at you. It was some dodgy, crazy-ass shit. Do you really want to know? He looks you up and down. You know what it is, don't you? I sure do. I sure do. He purses his lips and stares at you penetratingly. Tell me about it later. I've got to take care of the neighborhood right now. It's a mess around here. But once things are back settled, come around again. Drinks are on me. Storytelling's on you. His habitual grin creeps back across his face. I make a habit of knowing nothing about the drifter runners who move through, but in this case I bet you've got one hell of a tale to tell. Well, it's not a corporation or anything. It's a giant demon from a different dimension. I can tell you that, right? Like, if it's like political, I can't tell you. But if it's a giant demon, I can tell you about that. The mechanical arm that pointed at you earlier pats you on the shoulder, affably, almost tentatively. Word is you worked off your favors too kindly. Nice job. That's gotta be an all-time speed record. So you gonna stick around? I don't know yet. Nah, I'm done with the Kong. Hong Kong's gotten under my skin. I think I'm staying. I've got things overseas I need to get back to. I don't know yet. I honestly don't know yet. Yeah, fair enough. You've got your own history, that I know. Well, while you're figuring it out... Ambrose grins wildly at you, his living eye twinkles. Sahara Combat League races every Tuesday night. Desert Wars preseason starts next week on Thursday. Potluck style. I provide some wicked homebrew that's also good for cleaning engine parts, but otherwise it's bring your own beer. A bunch of the smuggler boys come over, and Deshi, Jax, Fang, lots of good folks. You know Skippy, the bone saw in the Wompa Garden? He comes over too. Crafty also sometimes, believe it or not, she's a sweetie. Don't be late. His signature grin grows even wider. Laughing at the pre-show corporate news feeds is the best part. Alright, see you then. BYOB, got it. See you then. His grin collapses into a winsome smile. Shoot straight, watch your back. Always keep a trauma patch and a few spare mags. He winks. If you can avoid it, don't deal with triads, but never ever on your mother's soul cut a deal with a dragon. I almost cut a deal with the Yama King though. Hey, it's just the same. He says exactly the same thing. Alright, the game doesn't even remember that you've already spoken about that. Club 88, do you think these guys are still going? Alright, hey guys, Frederick. Freddy Carfi greets all comers at the front entrance of Club 88. He performs his duty with renewed vigor, much to the dismay of anyone looking to enter with all their dental fillings intact. Well, 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 back again. Good to see you too. I got to thank you for what you said before. I think you saved me from a big mistake, a huge mistake. Oh yeah? I talked things through with my bar. He leveled with me about his past. Yeah, he had a secret, but they weren't the kind of secret I thought they were. No glorious pirate career. Oh, thank God. Thank God you actually talked to your father for once. In fact, he told me some things about that crew I was looking to join. Shit that would make you turn white. I heard about them. Doesn't matter now, my bar and me are good. We've come to understand each other. And get this, we're gonna build a boat together. He's going to teach me everything he knows, and when we're done, we're gonna take that boat out together, just two sailors out on the water. That's cool, man. That's real cool. If I still want to go to sea, he's gonna help me study for an able-bodied seaman certificate. If I get it, he's gonna reach out to some of his old mates who are still on boats. I'd start as a deckhand, but the more I think about it, I'd rather earn my way up by pulling a hawser than pull a trigger that's just handed to me. And hell, those tugs are armed for a reason. Maybe one day I'll even make the Hell's Thunder crew claws wish I was on their deck. It's gonna be good, and it's because I listened to you. Hey, glad I could help. Alright, that's good. He talked to his father, Callum. Callum remains in his usual spot, but it's not like the usual Callum. His eyes are clear, and there isn't a whiff of alcohol on his breath. The only spirits apparently raised are his own. You're alive. Some were saying you weren't coming back. I came close. Look, I need to apologize. You were right. I'm not sure what had come over me, or over all of us. I wasn't thinking straight. I had a long talk with my ma. She told me the truth about what happened at Baihu. It's horrifying. I can't even believe it's possible. Yeah, talk to your mother. These people. Callum nods gravely to himself. My ma isn't perfect, but I guess she's really willing to live by her principles. I can respect that. I've cut off all ties with Mr. Tai. I don't know what he had planned for me, whether he was going to kill me or make me a yeah, it doesn't matter. You've got to stand for what's right in this world, or you've got nothing. That's what Ka-Fais do. Alright. Alright, good on you. I think Ma and I understand one another better now. It's made us stronger, and I owe that to you. If we hadn't talked things through, I would have run off blindly to join that man, and no matter the outcome for me, it would have killed my Ma. But she also now knows I've got the same ambition she had. I've got the same fire. I can't spend my life in a bar. I've got to do something. So help her expand her business. Right? I mean, if she trades guns, go find some deals, like find some suppliers, find some customers. So thank you for that, and everything else you've done for Hiyoi. You're very welcome, Callum. Henry? Are you DJing, Henry? Henry appears relaxed in his usual spot. That's not his usual spot. Sit back from the action of the club. The dark cloud hanging over him and all of Hiyoi has dissipated. And he looks like a different man entirely. He even smiles. It's good to see you again, friend. Are you DJing, Henry? It's good to see you too, Henry. Glad you're still here. I'm glad we all are. It seemed for a time that something was working to pull us all apart, my family included. I hardly realized it was happening, but I wasn't the only one tempted to chase some foolish notion. Both my boys were also struggling. When I think how close we came to leaving Ermine here alone, it breaks my heart, but we have you to thank for keeping us together. I can't thank you enough. You've done my family a great service. Happy for you, Henry. I know you travel difficult roads in your line of work, but whenever those roads lead you back here, I hope you don't call on us. We do. The darkness infecting the people of Hiyoi has finally cleared and spirits are again bright. Nowhere is that more evident than with Ermine Ka-Fai. It's good to see you alive and well, SDKZ. Do we have you to thank for our good fortune? I would certainly think so, given what I just went through. I'm sure we'll never know what you did inside the walled city, but I do know what you did for this family. When the world was trying to tear this family apart, you helped hold us strong. You helped us hold strong. I have my Henry happier than I've seen him in years, and I have my sweet boys. How's Henry? Henry and I have always had our rough patches. His heart will always belong to the sea, and I think it was slowly breaking every year I kept him on land. But now we found a way for him to follow that passion without leaving us all behind. He's going to build a boat with Freddy and teach him everything he knows. But I made him promise to also take Callum and me out with them once they're ready. So I think he's gonna be okay. I think we're gonna be okay. How's Callum? We had a very difficult talk, Callum and I. Difficult for both of us, but I owed him the truth. Good. He's promised to keep it a secret. He promised to keep our secret. He doesn't want to see me hurt any more than I've already been. And now that I'm no longer hiding anything from him, I think we can be close again, like when he was younger. We are also discussing how he can pursue university while still helping out here at the club. Alright, good. How's Freddy? Freddy is and will always be my special little man. He was struggling with issues of his own, but he seems better now thanks to you. He and Henry have talked more in the past few days than I've seen them talk in the past few years. It's been good for Freddy. He's no longer holding on to the fantasies that have been driving him. He's even taking his job here at the club more seriously. I can't think of any other way to say it. My little boy is finally growing up, or 8 feet of him. How are you? I couldn't be better, with everyone safe and sound here with me. You have my undying gratitude. Thank you, SCKZ. Take care of yourself, I mean. We can't buy guns anymore, by the way. The game's over. No more guns. Alright, so that... The story is fine, it was just stretched a little too long, right? And I guess, like, most people, by the time they get to the end of the game, they might have forgotten the parts earlier where the story was just, like, dragging out way too slowly. I remember, because I recorded it. Maximum Law is still alive. Law stands amidst the typhoon-drenched aftermath of his store. He looks like he hasn't moved all night. Display cases are partly full of water. Ragged holes gape in the tops, drenching the crates and boxes beneath them. Are you okay, dude? Hi, yo, SDKC. His voice is haggard. He sways on his feet. Sup? You look like bird shit. What happened? What do you think happened? His voice has the dreamy quality of sleep deprivation. I haven't moved since you last saw me, except to pee over the side. Why didn't you take cover, dude? This is my barge, and that's my boat. Their names are Kilgore and the Monkey King. I ain't leaving them for some storm, so a bunch of crazy people from the Walled City or whatever can strip them clean. He stares forlornly around the half-ruined shop, then suddenly breaks into a huge giddy grin. That shit was awesome! Wow, yo, rain's so thick I could hardly see the dock. It totally shut down the Wi-Fi. It was like the Stone Age. He thrusts his clenched fist high in the air, triumphant, heroic. Maximum Law 1, Typhoon Usagi 0. Boom! You're alright, Law. Thanks, SCKC. You're alright too. Well, he looks around at the mess. I guess it's time to put this back together. Is your store okay? Well, a lot of this stuff is in bins or waterproof anyway. It's a full-on mess and a bunch of parts are probably wasted, but it'll be okay. Alright, the dialogue is falling apart a little bit. How's Requiel treating you? Law pats the Uzi 3 slung comfortably under his shoulder. I kinda like her. Ambrose is gonna teach me how to shoot. He says he can't really use her with a robot arm, so somebody's got to represent geeks with guns around here. I always thought he was a washed-up windbag, but he's a pretty badass dude once you get to know him. He sure is, Maximum Law. Well, see you later, Law. See you later, SCKZ. Watch your back and shoot straight and all. That's... And boom. Law seems to fumble for words. His eyes fall on your PDA. He pulls himself up to an authoritative bearing. You still using that piece of crap? That thing uses scarab chips, but the array core Aphex O2s are much better. It's got a PCMA2 motherboard, which is a box of wet noodles. Decking 7? Bullshit scraps on any PCMA2 with this kind of rest optimizer way up performance. Tell it, Law. Yo, you know I will. I'm just telling it how it is. You know how scarabs got designed? Those no-talent hacks at Fuji didn't understand their own tech specs, so... Law's shrill voice slowly blends into the sounds of the docks. The patter of rain falling on the tarpaulins, the sizzle of cooking, the creak of old wood, and the rapid music of metahuman voices. Beneath it all, the eternal roar and mesmerizing electric hum of Hong Kong. Alright, we're not gonna listen to him talk about GTAs apparently. Not even if you want to. Spider Shen still alive? Shen nods in greeting as you approach. Good to see you, SCKC. What can I get you today? She has nothing to say to me. Somebody forgot her end game dialogue. But okay. She doesn't have anything to say. Oh hey, the Go players are still alive. Good news! They didn't die. Hey Crafty. You wanna hear a story about a Yama King? The familiar sight of clutter greets you, as if the shop's earlier attempt at organization was just a phase. Unrolled scrolls, that musky paper scent, and a light build-up of dust on the bookshelves, cramped but comfortable in only the way the 5 phases could be. A content Crafty stands behind the store counter, focusing on something in her hands. A sketchbook she's drawing. She glances up and smiles widely. Hey, you. How are things? Things are good, well better. The dreams are gone, and that's a burden and a half lifted from me. I've set aside my mother's journals. I'm sleeping again, or trying to. She shakes her head, shrugs tightly, but things don't really feel normal yet. I've learned things that have changed me. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to feel. Maybe it's like a wound, and a bandage isn't going to fix it. It needs to heal. Do you want to know more about the Yama Kings? Guess I was just hoping that once all this was over with, life would go on like it had before. She stares at you. You know, SCKC, the course of my life changed partly because of you, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Really, I'm happy with my part in all this, that I could help you out, if even a little. You know, your mother's journals played a big role in all this. Did they? They kinda didn't in the end. I admit I'm frustrated. It's so easy to say that in retrospect. I didn't know what was going on, I couldn't understand it. But she was still selfish to put her research above her family. She lost her sanity to the Yama Kings. She was also the reason we were able to unearth the evil secrets of that city. The monsters inside it. She helped us understand them, and in so doing their weaknesses. She lets out a long breath. Thank you, Mother. Yeah, except we didn't do it. We didn't make a deal with the Yama Kings. I think they rushed the ending. I think they rushed the last few missions. I think it was meant to be bigger than that. We never made a deal with the Yama King. A timid smile creeps into her expression, but the real smile dances inside her candlelit eyes. Thank you, SCKC. Remember in the story that she told us? The kid gave his soul to one of the Yama Kings, and then also gave it to another Yama King, and then that caused the 2 Yama Kings to fight each other over his soul, and that's how he got away. We never did that in the game. Like, we never did that. That would have been fun. Anyway. It's been an honor, Crafty. She waves her hand. Alright, let's not devolve into a bunch of doughy thankfuls. We've made a good team, let's leave it at that. I was thinking that maybe we could talk a little more about dreams, maybe. She holds her index finger up to your face. Do you want to know what I think about dreams right now? Her index finger peels down and is replaced with a middle finger. This. She drops her hand. I'm done with dreams. Discussing them, researching them, having them. Thankfully, I've been so tired lately that when I sleep, I'm out. It's a world of blackness and it's wonderful. Do me a favor and never bring up those horrible things again. I don't care if you dreamt you were in a cradle full of kittens. Tell it to someone else. Do you want to know about... The lady with 1,000 teeth? I can draw you a picture of what she looks like, Crafty. Sounds fair. I'm glad we understand each other. Alright, see you around, Crafty. I can still buy stuff from her. Alright, see you around, Crafty. Nobody wants to know what Qian Ya looks like. Hey, you guys, did you know she has 8 arms? Hey, dudes. 8 arms and 1,000 teeth. Did you know that?